Welcome to Gistorism. It's me, your girl, Gistorism Amarism. I know it's been a while. I miss you guys too. Thank you so much for your calls, for your text messages, for your love. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Mwah. And for those joining for the first time, welcome to my program. Please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It's a place where you learn a lot of things. My gist for today is signs of a toxic relationship. Signs of a toxic relationship. In a relationship, it's expected that it's a place where you are free, you are respected, your opinion counts, you feel comfortable, when you and your spouse, the early morning kiss, you are used to having fun together, you're used to doing a lot of things together. And as time goes on, when toxicity enters that relationship, those things you do before, those love, those respect begin to depreciate. Now something is wrong somewhere. So there's some signs that you must note the relationship is becoming toxic. Now the first one is trust. One of the things that can break a relationship is trust. When there's no trust in a relationship, the relationship is heading towards destruction. That's why most times when you look at so many divorce cases, so many separation, trust, all those things that broke up that relationship. So please, let's ensure that, I said in my last video that communication is a very important key in relationship. Ensure you communicate to your spouse. Lack of trust can lead to physical and emotional abuse, depression, anxiety. And listening to family members, listening to friends, listening to social media can cause a lot of harm in your relationship. I once met a woman that told me that her husband doesn't know how much she's earning, her salary. She said she doesn't want to tell him because she has to keep some money for herself. She's not sure if he actually telling him the same thing. So there's a problem somewhere. Now it's good for you to communicate to your spouse. If something wrong somewhere, it's good to ask questions. One of the things that can break a relationship is lack of trust. Now, number 2 signs the relationship is heading towards toxicity is lack of support for each other. When there's no support from your spouse, it might lead to toxicity in your relationship. What am I saying? For example, I watched a video of a woman that she said she has been busy all day doing all the house chores and she was so tired and she had a baby. Baby was crying, the husband was busy watching football, saying that in our family we don't do all these things. It is wrong. Some cultures that need to be abolished, some things in our culture that needs to be abolished. In a relationship, you are meant to support yourselves. Support what she does. If she's chose particular career, and you guys have talked about it, support her. With the children, support her. And as a woman, to support your husband. When you show concern about what he's doing, you are showing support. Now, when there's no support in the relationship, it leads to anger. It leads to snubbing. You need to snub yourself. When anger begins to boil in, that love begins to depreciate. So please, let's ensure that we support one another. Now, number 3 sign the relationship is heading towards toxicity is lack of communication. One of the greatest tools that keeps a relationship is communication. When there's communication in a relationship, that relationship is strong. But when there's lack of relationships, heading towards destruction. Now, I said in my last video that communication could be verbal or non-verbal. Verbal in the sense that you communicate, sound to sound, voice to voice, you are communicating. How are you today? How is work? Talk about the past, talk about the present, talk about the future, talk about the children, talk about have fun, not just communicating serious talk. Laugh, have fun, just talk and everything, talk about everything and anything. Now, non-verbally is the one that come back from work, give your wife a peck, those hug, those touch. I said that there's a mystery behind non-verbal communication, that you you see your spouse in the morning and you give her a hug or give him a hug, has a long way in keeping a relationship. So ensure that you maximize these tools in having a healthy relationship. Now, there's lack of communication. It can lead to so many things: depression, anxiety, mental imbalance. So please ensure that you communicate with your spouse. If it's far away, you can make phone calls, send text messages, send love texts and everything. It helps in keeping a relationship. Lastly, a lot of things causes toxicity in relationship, but these ones that I mentioned are the key ones I think causes toxicity in relationship. And this last one is envy and jealousy. Let me laugh first. you know the reason why I laugh is that I've seen a situation by a man and his wife walking on the road, and people are saying your wife is beautiful, and the man was angry. He was jealous of the wife. They say your wife is beautiful and you're angry. These are things that can cause toxicity in relationship. It's funny, but it's reality. Or when your wife is doing well in her career, and she's bringing more money home, and you're jealous, and two of you have become one. So where jealousy come from? Or just like or let me say, like in the case of a woman that has a child, and the people are saying your child is so beautiful and you are jealous of your child, and so you decide to carry knife and put mark on the face so the child will be ugly. No. In a relationship, although it's natural for you to be jealous or for you to envy your spouse, but it's someone you love. Have it in mind that I love this lady, I love this guy. There's no reason for me to be jealous. When your spouse is doing well, you're meant to support each other. You're meant to be there for each other, not envy and jealous. Please, let's note these things. This is very important because these are little things that causes trouble in relationship. Those little things that your wife is doing well, your husband is doing well, your husband is handsome, I admire your husband, and you're already jealous. So people, jealousy might lead to you doing what you're not supposed to do. A lot of people, because of jealousy, they've killed their spouse. There are cases where, because people are saying that your husband is the man of the people, he's the girl's type, you're not poisoning. Please, jealousy should not be found in your relationship. Support one another. Someone you love, you will support. So please, guys, these are my tips for today when it comes to signs of a toxic relationship. Thanks so much for tuning in. I see you next time on Gistourism. Stay blessed, stay safe out there. I love you guys. Bye bye.